Hey there, welcome back to Marketing Matchmaker. Can you believe that we are already staring down the last quarter of the year? Yes, my friends, this is the end of the third quarter and the beginning of the fourth quarter. And for a lot of us, that means that it is crunch time. If you're like most of my clients and my audience, and even myself, honestly, you have been pushing all year long, chasing those big goals you've set back in January. And you may have reached some or missed others. But here's the thing, Q4 isn't just the end of the year, it is also that final push, that grand finale that you have been aiming for all year long. It's a time when all of that hard work can either pay off or honestly, it can fall a little flat depending on where you're at right now. That's why today we're going to talk about something crucial when it comes to ending your year strong, and that's reassessing your marketing strategy. Right now is the perfect time to really take a step back and take a look at what's working, what's not working, and make those key adjustments that can honestly make or break your year. It is the time to push harder if you're not close to those goals. There are things that you can do right now that can make this year end with a bang instead of a whimper. Trust me, a few smart tweaks can really make a difference between just crossing the finish line and really hitting those goals that you set at the beginning of the year. So, on the agenda for today is really simple and actionable steps that you can make to finish out this year strong. So, if you're ready to finish strong and make your fourth quarter the best quarter yet, let's dive in. So I want to start with your metrics. Yes, I know everybody hates numbers, and yet your metrics can really help you analyze and assess where your marketing strategy is sitting right now. Your metrics are really your roadmap. They tell you what's working, what's not working, where you might need to make some adjustments. So I want to start with your conversion rates. This, my friends, is the percentage of people who take the action that you're asking them to take, whether that's signing up for your newsletter or your lead magnet, listening to your podcast, booking a consult call, buying your product, service, or solution. High conversion rates means that your message is resonating with your audience, while low conversion rates might mean you want to make some tweaks to your offer or your message. Now is a great time to really step back and look at that. How much information are you putting out there? How many people are engaging with it? Are they doing what you ask them to do? Or are you even asking them to do anything? A lot of times I see marketers out there putting out messaging. And when I say marketers, I mean every business owner. Because as a business owner, you are a marketer. You are marketing your business. And if you're not, your business is going to struggle. That being said, oftentimes they put out a message without a call to action. Almost every one of your messages should have some kind of call to action, whether that's to engage with you or to buy from you or to share your product, your information with somebody else. Your calls to action need to resonate with your audience so that they actually take that step. And if they are not, your conversion rates are going to suffer. Then let's look at your return on your investment, your ROI. This metric really tells you how much bang you're getting for your buck when it comes to your marketing. Are your marketing efforts bringing in more revenue than they're costing you? Are you even investing in your marketing? If not, it's time to reevaluate where you're spending your money and whether those investments are truly paying off. Whether that's in your marketing or your networking or your business in general, If you don't reevaluate the return on your investment when it comes to your marketing on a regular basis, you never know if what you're doing is really paying off. If you're marketing based on feeling and not actually your numbers, I promise you that 99% of the time your feelings are wrong. What you feel might be giving you the most bang for your buck, most likely is not. It could be, but if you don't actually step back and look, you'll never know. Another critical metric is really your customer acquisition cost. This is how much you're spending to acquire each new customer. And if this number is creeping up, you're going to want to look at ways to optimize your marketing strategies to bring that cost down. I don't know if any of you watch Shark Tank. It's one of my favorite shows. But one of the things that the sharks always ask is, what's your customer acquisition cost? Knowing that really does help you to understand if your business is profitable overall. If your lifetime value of a client is, let's say, $2,000, just to make numbers easier, but your customer acquisition cost is $1,500, that means you're really only making $500 per customer. Is that really profitable in the long run, given what all of the other things you're spending on? Because let's be honest, business costs money to run. Understanding your customer acquisition cost can really help you to understand where you need to make a tweak. What is it that you need to do in order to bring those costs down so that your business is profitable in the long run? And then there are things like your engagement rate. Things like likes, shares, comments, clicks, interaction in general, whether or not people are reading your emails. High engagement rates mean that your content is connecting with your audience, while low engagements might indicate that your content needs a refresh. I have a client that we've been discussing this, right? She was really concerned because we're still kind of learning her sales cycle. So a sales cycle is how long it takes a client to buy from you. And she was we've been working on things for about a week, 2 weeks, and she's just getting a little iffy. But here's the thing. Her engagement rates are phenomenal. She has a webinar, and her webinar, it's an evergreen webinar, is being watched at 50%. That is crazy good within the world of online marketing. So helping her to understand that it really is more about how long it takes your ideal clients to buy from you, understanding that will help us to understand exactly where we need to invest, what we need to do. But those engagement rates can tell you that we are targeting the right people, and they are listening. They are the people who will eventually buy from you. It's just a matter of when. Understanding these pieces of data can really help you to step back and look at your marketing from more of a scientific perspective, which I always encourage my clients to do. It helps us to understand if our hypotheses are correct, if we've tested the right areas, and what happens when we make small tweaks. Because I will tell you right now that small tweaks can make major differences within your marketing and your business. Now that you've got your metrics in line, or at least you understand what you should be looking at and how they can help you understand what's working and what's not, it's time to compare them against your goals, the goals that you set at the beginning of the year. We all start in January, or if you're like me, I actually plan out my next year in October. So let's think about those big goals, those big dreams that you set. How close are you to achieving them? I know a couple of months ago, I discussed a friend who was actually like 3 sales away from achieving her year-end goal. Are you in that position, or are you in a different one? Have you not quite reached your goals yet? Start by reviewing each goal and measuring it against your current performance. Have you hit your targets? Are you on track, or are you falling short? If you're on track to exceeding your goals, that's amazing. Don't change anything. Seriously, keep doing what you're doing because obviously it's working. But if there's a gap between where you are and where you want it to be, it's important to figure out why. Look at your overall marketing and your overall business and understand what it is that's falling short. Is it your offer? Is it your messaging? Is it your where you're marketing? What platforms that you're on? Maybe they're not connecting with your ideal target market. Or did a particular campaign not deliver the results you expected? Maybe you did a big launch and the launch didn't quite work the way you wanted to. Identifying those gaps will help you to understand where your strategy needs a little bit fine-tuning. And it'll also help you to understand what you can do to actually hit those goals. It is a time to double and triple down on your goals because you set them at the beginning of the year for a reason. So lean into them. If you're not there yet, you've got plenty of time to get there. And it's going to take work. Now is the time to really assess what's working, what's not working, and double down on what's working. Maybe you need a completely new strategy for the fourth quarter. That is okay. But if you don't know, you can't make those adjustments. Lastly, it is crucial to recognize your wins and your losses, because it really does help you to keep going. Your wins will help you to continue to move forward. It is so easy to focus on what didn't work. But that, my friends, is really a recipe for disaster. It is a way to take yourself down this rabbit hole of the itty bitty shitty committee in the back of your brain telling you all of the failures. Focusing on your wins helps you to not only assess what worked, but to double down on it, to really focus your energy and your strategy in a way that takes you in, gives you momentum to move forward. So take a moment to really acknowledge what strategies, what campaigns, what content performed well. What made them successful? What was that message or that platform that really catapulted you? Understanding your wins can help you to replicate those successes and move forward. And I will also say it is equally as important to pinpoint what didn't go as planned. I want you to pinpoint it and adjust it. Maybe a campaign didn't resonate with your audience or a new marketing channel didn't gain traction. That's okay. It gave you knowledge. It gave you an understanding of what didn't work. Failure is just feedback, my friends. It's a way to understand what's not working so that you can do what does work. Avoid shying away from understanding what was not working. Instead, use them as those learning opportunities to move in the right direction. Ask yourself where it went wrong and why, so that you can adjust your strategy accordingly. Really looking at your key metrics, analyzing your goals, and identifying your wins and losses can help you have a clear, actionable understanding of where your marketing stands and also where your business stands right now, so that you can take the steps you need to take in order to finish the year strong. Now that you've assessed everything, let's talk about what you can do to actually make changes. First, start by refining your target audience. So often people want to target everybody and anybody. And yet, that's really going to leave you with nobody actually listening to you. Your audience is the core of your marketing strategy. And as your business evolves, so should your ideal customers. So should that knowledge of who it is that you connect with. That's why it's critical to really review your audience and make sure that your marketing efforts are still aligned with the right people, those demographics and psychographics that are going to connect with your audience and bring in buyers. Start by diving into what you actually know about your audience and who's engaged with your content, who's buying your product, service, or solutions. What problems do they have that you are solving? If you notice any shifts in those demographics, psychographics, or the behavior, it might be time to update your customer persona. Maybe you're attracting a younger crowd than you initially thought, or maybe it's resonating with more of a specific niche. Use this information to really tweak your ideal clients and ensure your marketing strategy is really speaking directly to them in a way that resonates and connects. And I will say, updating your ideal client persona is about more than demographics. It's about understanding their current needs and challenges and desires. Let's be honest, the world moves quickly, and so do our clients. And sometimes the needs that they had 6 months ago may not resonate anymore. Understanding that will help you to really connect with them on a personal level and better tailor your marketing efforts to connect with them in a way that makes them want you as their solution to their problem. Once you understand who your client is and what changes might have happened over the last 3 to 6 months, make sure that you are refreshing your messaging and your content. As we head into Q4, it is the perfect time to tweak your messaging to better resonate with your audience, especially with all of the seasonal trends that are coming in that are really influencing consumer behavior. Look at your messaging that has been most successful over the past year. What themes, what tones, what calls to actions have really generated the most conversations, engagement, and conversions? Use these insights to really refine your messaging for Q4 so that you can make sure it's relevant and compelling to your audience. That way, as they shift into their end of year planning and their holiday shopping and their budget setting, they have you in the back of their mind as something they want to include within that. Also, remember the power of repurposing. That it is one of my favorite things. If you have high performing content from earlier in the year, think about how you can give it a fresh spin for Q4. Maybe a blog post that resonated really well in the spring can be updated with a holiday twist, or turned into a podcast, or turned into reels. Maybe a popular social media post can be reshared with a new caption that really aligns with what's going on right now, or maybe you can adjust it a little bit. And for that content that didn't quite hit the mark, make sure that you are tossing it aside. I know that we spend a lot of time on our content, and it can be emotional to toss something out that didn't work. And yet, if we do, we are much more likely to hit those overall goals that we've been looking for. So tweak the headlines, update the visual, rework the angle, whatever it might be to help move that content in the direction that is going to connect with your ideal client's current market, current mindset. One more thing when it comes to your content. Create a marketing calendar for the next quarter. Seriously, spend a week or 24 hours, whatever it is that you have time set aside, and really map out the last quarter of the year. Prepare for what's going on. The last quarter of the year is full of things between holidays and people end of year goals, all of that stuff needs to be positioned in a way that will help your business finish strong. And if you take some time right now to create that marketing calendar, the rest of the year is going to be so much easier for you. Okay, to wrap up today's episode, what I want you to do today, because I promised to give you actionable strategies, actionable items. Start your Q4 reassessment right now. Take a look at your goals, your marketing efforts, your performances, what's working, what's not, and where can you make adjustments to help you get back on track. If you're feeling a little overwhelmed, if you don't quite know where to start, don't worry, just pick one area to focus on. Whether it's refining your audience, optimizing your overall marketing, or refreshing your messaging. Taking even one small step right now can make a big difference in how you finish the year. And if you're finding that you're not quite where you want to be with your goals this year, let's talk. There are things we can do right now to really turn things around for you and end the year strong. Now is the perfect time to assess and to pivot. So head over to yourmarketingmatchmaker.com and sign up for a free strategy session. I promise in this session, you will walk away with at least one actionable item that will help you to grow your business, increase your revenue, and scale your impact. Let's make sure that you are set up for success as we head into Q4. Let's end this year the way we started it, with hope and with energy and vitality. Thank you so much for joining me today. I am really grateful for you giving your time to listen to Marketing Matchmaker, and I hope that you have found valuable insights along the way to really finish your year strong. If you've enjoyed this episode, please subscribe, rate it, leave a review for the podcast. It really does help me to understand what it is that you need as a listener. And as always, keep focused on that next goal so that you can push forward, so that you can grow your business, increase your revenue, and scale your impact. Thank you for listening to the Marketing Matchmaker podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, I would love to hear your feedback. Please head over to Apple, iTunes, and leave a review so we can hear from you. And if you are a coach, consultant, or online course creator who are looking to grow your business, increase your income, and scale your impact, connect with me at yourmarketingmatchmaker.com. I look forward to hearing from you.